Hey, what's going on, everyone? Results Reels. We're back. And Dustin Gutkowski here. Results. Zach. Also Zachary Johnson, a.k.a. Little Boosie. Results PDR. What do we got today? I'm excited.
So, my name is Zach. I just moved into the DFW area and hail has hit my house. What do I do?
Where are you from?
I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay. Hell, this is your house. Is this your, not that it matters, but is this your first ever hell claim?
Yep.
Okay. So hell hit your house and you haven't filed the claim, so you probably don't know what to do, right?
No
Friend
clue.
calls. Okay. So first I would just schedule an appointment to come to the house.
Okay.
You don't want to do anything yet. Even if, depending on when the storm hit or how it hit, the case may be, you should have your roof inspected and have your whole property for that matter. It's not just your roof. There's gutters, garage, personal property, screens, AC, fence, all that. But you want to get an inspection first, and you want to get someone that provides, photo evidence, documentation. You don't want to just file because there's a storm, right? Because there's a lot of things that go into play a factor. And the second thing, you don't want to just file because other people are getting roofs, and I'll explain that as well. So let's just say this storm hit, you called me up, we come out there. So the first thing we do is we create, we have a few different softwares, and we basically create a file for you, right?
Okay.
So I'd kind of meet you and tell you what's going to happen. And here's what we're going to do, and here's what I'm going to do with the Results family is we're going to look at basically three different things. One, your roof's okay. That's what we want, right? Your roof's okay, nothing to worry about. Number two is there could have been some light damage, some cosmetic damage, or maybe your roof's older anyways, and you got causes a leak. You could have a small repair. It could be $200, could be $2,000, but it's a repair, right?
Okay.
Third one is we're going to do an inspection and kind of look through what insurance looks for and see if it would qualify for a replacement due to that storm damage. So those kind of the three buckets we're going to go into.
So, again, remember, I'm new here, so
Yep.
for anybody that's new to this area, it seems like there's a lot of companies that do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How would you go about finding the one, or like what would you go to if you're a new person in this area?
Yeah, so I would, for picking your roofing company is take a look at them online, right? Google, Yelp, social media, Facebook, Instagram, anything, because nowadays everything's on social media and everyone is in some shape or form. And so if you're putting yourself out there, people are going to put you out there. You're going to see real reviews, right? They're not paid for reviews. You're going to see what people are saying about that company. And then overall, are they a credible company? Like for me, this has nothing to do with roofing, but if I'm looking to buy something or go somewhere and I go look at the reviews and there's 4 reviews, I don't care if they're good or bad.
Yeah.
I feel like there's nothing really crazy going on with that company. If I go look at companies and they got 50, 60, 100 plus reviews, I can see what people said. I take the good with the bad and I look at the overall. But when I see a bunch of photos and a bunch of branding, I feel like, hey, those are people that are really interested in their company. I would go, especially the roofing, this is crucial. It's local, right? You want to have someone that's local because, if you get a storm chaser comes in and they take off once the storm's done, all of a sudden you're left if something goes wrong.
Warranty work or anything like that?
They're not coming back. Not to say people can't work from home, but in an instance like this, you want to be able to find someone.
Absolutely.
Do they have a local address? Do they have a shop that you could go see them, talk to them? But I would definitely, for those things is, okay. And what are the response? If you reach out to them, you don't hear from them for 3, 4, 5 days,
Yeah.
cut them off, right? And kind of back to your inspection, and I know that's where you're going is, have someone that's going to give you a thorough inspection and show you what they're doing, right? Someone that's going to work by your side. That's not just there. In the insurance process, it's not fun. The insurance company, it's no fault to them. They got to watch their back too. There's people that try to commit insurance fraud. So you don't ever want to be in a world where it's your insurance company against you, against your contractor, and everyone's basically playing against each other. You and your contractor should be a team, right? You're trying to restore your home for your family.
Absolutely.
You want someone that's going to have your back, but also don't have a contractor that's going to try to screw the insurance company. It's going to come back on you, right? You don't want them to ever go after damages that aren't there. And so it's so important to start with that relationship of what do you want, right? Like when I'm talking to you, it's like, hey, what do you want? What do you need? What's the purpose of this inspection? Are you trying to get a new roof? Do you want a new roof? Or you're unaware of the process, unaware of the way it works? I'm going to try to educate you on that. And when I do that first initial inspection, I'm trying to get 100 plus photos. I'm taking photos of your front of your home, your screens, your garage, your windows, your AC unit, your fence, any personal property, anything any little small vents that could have been damaged around there. We're going to compile that, take photos, okay? We're going to document it.
Yep.
We're going to get on the roof and look at it just like an insurance company would. They have what's called a test square. It's a 10 by 10 area. And basically, you need 8 to 10 hell hits on there to qualify for replacement.
Okay.
But you have to have it on 3 to 4 slopes, right? We look at your gutters, look at all your soft metals, and we're going to take all those photos and then we're going to determine, hey, would insurance pay for a repair or a replacement? And if it pays for a replacement, then obviously we're going to work at that point on, hey, let's work on becoming a partnership. We're going to go down. We're going to help you every step of the way, whether it be filing the claim right there with you because there is some information you need, like your policy number. You do need to have a data storm. It's that's super important because insurance companies, if you don't have that date, if there wasn't a storm there, they won't cover it, right? You need to know what's damaged, and just in case, you got to have all that information. You can send them anytime. So we'll actually sit there with you, file the claim for you, right? They'll give you an adjuster appointment where they'll have somebody from their team obviously come out and verify the damage and what was damaged. Now, you want to have your contractor there, and this is why I think it's so important to do this research you just talked about of online. What are their reviews? Are there a referral? Because you want someone that's going to show up when the adjuster does. Okay. Because odds are, as a homeowner, you're not getting on your roof, right?
What's the reasoning that I want you there with my adjuster?
Yeah, so because, let's just say the adjuster gets up there and he goes, I don't think there's damage here, right? Or enough. You want a contractor just going to be able to point out that damage if it's significant enough, right? They're human. They miss things. Yep. Maybe they missed the screen. Maybe they missed a window. Maybe they didn't see the garage. If you've already got there and have all that, you can also show them with your photos. You can get up there with them and point out some damage.
And so back to those photos, before we even filed the claim, you were able to show me all those photos. We went through everything.
We're going all through those together to see if it's even worth filing the claim. Because I don't want to waste your time or mine. If there's not enough damage for insurance to cover it, and if it's just a repair, let's just do the repair. If it's fine, I don't want to show up again down the road and waste my time for you, dealing with the insurance company if there's nothing there.
Absolutely.
So we're able to help that adjuster maybe see some things and discuss. There's been plenty of times where I've been on a roof and the adjuster's like, hey, I'm not seeing it. And we start, just talking back and forth about, hey, could you, he's like, hey, will you show me what you're talking about? And we go through and he's like, hey, I actually agree with you. And, the roof has been paid for. So you just want to have somebody that's going to go to work for you. Remember, you want a contractor that's going to work for you, right? It's your home. And so you want someone that's going to do that. If they're not communicating with you and they're basically, oh, you need me, you don't want someone like that.
So does that do anything with it being hailstorms? Again, I'm not from this area. Yep. Does that do anything to my premiums, my rates? Do I have to worry about any of that stuff going on?
So here's the funny thing. You actually have to worry about it if you don't get a new roof.
Okay.
So think about this, right? We're driving a car, I rear-end you, and my rates are going to go up. It's my fault, okay? So with the hailstorm, windstorm, tornado, God forbid, hurricane, anything like that, it's an act of God. Your rates won't go up individually. Okay. Now here's what does happen. Here's where it gets really weird with insurance, and you got to get into your policy. You got to dig into all that. But you could actually let's say like your area is deemed a catastrophe, like a big storm. Like we recently had one in Keller or McKinney. Ton of homes are damaged, unfortunately. They will take those areas and people's rates in that area will go up. So whether you file or not, your rates
still
go
getting
up.
hit.
Yeah. So here's what's even crazy. Let's say your roof's 7, 8, 10 years old, right? You're going to be at a higher risk to need a replacement because of the age of your roof. It's seen multiple hailstorms, even if they're small, the sun beating on it, the heat. And so what will happen is when you actually get a new roof, you could qualify for a new roof discount.
Really?
Yeah, so you actually could be penalized. So let's say your neighborhood, everybody gets a new roof, they raise everyone's rates, you don't, you're going to be paying a higher premium.
And you have an older roof.
And you have an older roof, right? So if your roof has legitimate damage, you should get it fixed, right? Okay. If your car's leaking oil, and you know it's leaking oil, you're not just keep driving around until it blows your motor and you got to replace everything. This could cause more damages, and here's the crazy part. If you know you had a storm and you don't take care of those damages, and let's say a leak starts happening, interior damage, you could be on the hook for it. For not being prone and not taking care of it.
So again, I know there's a lot of hailstorms in this area. What would you recommend to the people here as far as inspections throughout the year? Is it 1, 2, 5?
Yeah, insurance typically recommends 2 a year or after every major storm. So if you have a storm blow through, you definitely should have it inspected, and I would have it, quote unquote after storm season and probably the first of the year if you're just going to go. Say 1 after summer, 1 after winter, right? Just to make sure. Because we do get some ice freezing and stuff like that, so just make sure you have it inspected, and just make sure someone's going to show you those digital assets. Someone gets on your roof and says, "Oh, it's fine," or has damage,
and doesn't show you anything.
Yeah, you'll see some. The best ones are, "Hey, here's some damage from homes in your area." Well, what about my home? Right?
What's mine look like?
Exactly.
Hope that helps. Stay tuned for more.
Results Reels. Thanks, guys.